Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Offices Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. As you can easily see that it's a goodbye to February. So the last sale of February session is going on. If you want to crack your CIB exam in the first and a single attempt, so you can do it. First of all, you have to put this word sentence in your mind that you can do it. Okay, so that's why class your 80% sale is going on. If you want to enroll in the CIB batch, which is already started in the English medium from 10th of February. From 10th of February, only 7 days we have done the introduction class, and from 20th February, it means in this week we have started the regular paid class. So we have started from module D. So if you want to enroll in the batch, so simply you have to apply the coupon code, that is Y391, for the maximum discount up to 80%. So if you are new in this session, do not forget to enroll in this batch by applying the coupon code, that is Y391. And you can also purchase, either you can purchase the single batch or either you can purchase the Maha Pack. Suppose if you purchase the CIB Maha Pack, okay, if you purchase the CIB Maha Pack, so in the CIB Maha Pack you can easily get 1 year of validity. 1 year means it will cover the May session, June session of CIB and December session of CIB 2023. And you will also get in this Mahapack the recorded classes of the elective paper. In the single batch, there is a no elective paper, but in the CIB ka Mahapack, there is an elective paper. So if you want to enroll, you have to apply the coupon code, that is Y391. And I hope so you will enroll in this batch, because this is very important batch. As you can easily see that this BRBL subject is going on. So only one subject we have started. Rest of the 3 subjects we will start, and all the subject will finish till this one May. So you have a sufficient time to revise the courses, and BRBL subject I have started, it will be finished at 12 April. So that's why this is the time in which you have to enroll in this batch. Okay, now let's start with the session. Module A. So today we are going to discuss a very important thing about the module A. So in module A, as you know that there is a one act, that is Banking Regulation Act, Banking 1949. Okay, so what is the specific thing about this act, banking regulation? That all the bank have to follow the rules and regulations. Okay, what is Banking Regulation Act? All the bank have to follow this rules. You know why there is a need of one law for all the banks? So that the bank can work according to the rules and regulations. If the rules will be equal to all, so everyone will feel equal. Suppose in the school, we just dress up in the same dress, whether the person is rich, poor, black, white, etc. Everyone have to wear the same dress. So what is this? This is the uniform. So same thing in the Banking Regulation Act also, whatever the rules that is given by the bank, okay, so this act, so every bank have to follow the rules and regulations. So that's why this is very important to understand this act. In module A, that is not so much important as comparison to the D, C and B, but still you have to focus on this one. So in module A, basically this is the act. Now let's start with the act. First of all, we have to understand the definition of meaning. So the definition of banking is given in section 5B. Okay, what exactly the section 5B? In the section 5B, the term banking is there. Okay. So class, what is banking? So banking definition is very simple. If I show you the exact definition of the banking, then you can easily see the banking is nothing but we all are bankers. So at least this definition you have to know. So banking means accepting of deposits of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment, repayable on demand, otherwise or withdrawable by the check, draft, order, and otherwise. It may be noted that banking does not include other commercial activities carried on by a banking company. A simple definition to understand this term, the definition of banking. So what exactly it say? Suppose whether it is public bank, private bank, RRB bank, cooperative bank, etc. Everyone, everyone have to follow this definition term. Suppose if any case just come before the court, so court have to understand the definition of banking by just applying these criteria. So the banking definition, at least you have to understand this section, you have to learn this section, that what exactly the banking definition is. So that is given in section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act. So the banking means accepting of deposits of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment and repayable on demand or otherwise withdrawable by the check. So the basic purpose of the banking is simply deposit money, taking money. Bank is the trustworthy thing. In the module D, when we just read the act, that is Indian Contract Act. So in the Indian Contract Act, we have to deal with the relations between the banking and the contract. So in the relations of banking and the contract, so there are various contract between the banking and the customer. Suppose the relations of indemnity, relation of pledge, hypothecation, mortgage, etc. Everything have to deal with the bank. So suppose if I just take money and put my immovable property as a security, so there's a relation. So there is a relation between mortgager and mortgagee. In hypothecation, if I'm demanding money and and just give my security of vehicle loan as the security, so hypothecatee and hypothecator. So these are the terms which is included in the definition of the term banking. Okay, so this is very important to understand this term, the definition of banking. Okay, now. So today I'm going to discuss you the salient feature of this act. This is important, okay? The salient feature. So see, if I talk about the salient features, so a comprehensive definition of banking so as to bring within the scope of legislation all institution which receive deposit. What is this? Receive deposit, repayable on demand and otherwise for lending or investment. That is the salient feature of the act. There are so many points, but first of all, we have to discuss each point very carefully. And if you are new in this session, first of all, do not forget to enroll in the latest batch of CAIIB, that is CAIIB Target Batch 4.0. This batch is important. The answer is very simple because the batch is important because we have to, in the last target batch, that is 4.0, it is a merger of first, second, third and fourth batch. And for all the batch, this BRBL subject is the new one. The timing is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. You have to enroll in this batch. Only one subject is going on. If you want to, if you just enroll in this batch, your syllabus will be automatically finished at April or May. And June, your exam is there. So that's why this batch is important. Okay, now let's start with the second this. Prohibition of non-banking companies from accepting deposit repayable on demand. Prohibition of non-banking companies from accepting the deposit that is repayable on demand. So why we can easily trust on the bank? Because every bank, first of all, they have to take license from the RBI and then only they can easily, you can say that, open the branches or open their own this one bank. So it's a salient feature. The second point, that is basically talks about the that the non-banking company, it is totally prohibited under the Banking Regulation Act. Only the banking companies are there. There is a no non-banking companies. Second point. Next, there is a prohibition of trading to eliminate the non-banking risk. Exactly. There are so many things in the stage of the prohibition. So we have to prohibit this thing. Prohibit of trading to eliminate the non-banking risk. Okay. So you have to understand, or you have to make a notes of each point, because notes is very, very much important. Okay. Now the next one. Prescription of the minimum capital standard. Exactly. The Banking Regulation Act will, show the, or just highlight the, that every banking company have to prescribe the minimum capital standard. Limiting the payments of dividend. Exactly. Right now you can see that the various bank also, they just give shares to the people. So if I just purchase the shares of the ICICI company, so they have to write their dividend, so that these dividend, that is a profit of that banking company. So no, in the word banking company, it means that banking also have to follow the rules and regulations of the company. So dividend is a word that is related to the profit of the company. So that company profit also given to the this one. Okay. Geeta ma'am, non-banking risk. Suppose ma'am, the bank is there. Geeta ma'am, we can easily trust on the bank. Suppose there is a non-banking. Non-banking means you can say that if we take loan from the this one, NBFC. Okay, so ma'am, there is a difference between the bank and the NBFC. NBFC, that is also part of your module A. NBFC work like a bank, but it will be not called as a bank. Okay, I think you understand. There are so many things for the non-banking financial company, but they will not act like a, they will not, you can say, equal to the bank, but there are various features that they behave like a bank. So that's why ma'am, if we just trust on the bank, there is a no risk. But if we trust on the non-banking financial company, so there is a risk. Risk means anything can be happen, because it's a, there are so many private companies are there. Private company, they can make their own rules. So there is a risk now. But for the banking company, we can easily trust on them. Okay. Now, inclusion the scope of legislation of bank registered outside the province of India. Exactly. In this act, Banking Regulation Act, the banking company have to take license from the Reserve Bank of India. That is a rule under section 22 of the act. Introduction of the comprehensive system of license of bank and their branches. Exactly that thing we are talking, section 22, and the branches section is given in section 23 of the banking regulation. And suppose if RBI feel that that branch is not working properly, that bank is not working properly, so license can be also end by the end under this act. Okay, that's great. Now the next one is prescription of special form of balance sheet and confirming the power of Reserve Bank to call the periodical return. This is very important. The main thing is balance sheet. C class. The bank is also called the banking company. So in the company, we have just read the term that there should be one auditor. Okay. So in the banking company also, they must have to prepare the balance sheet, and that balance sheet they have to show to the Reserve Bank of India. Inspection of books and account by the Reserve Bank. Exactly. Reserve Bank is the father of all the bank. Suppose central government is there, central government, Reserve Bank of India is there, and then others bank are there. So Reserve Bank of India is the father of the other bank. And who control Reserve Bank of India? The central government control. That's it. Okay. Next, empowering the central government to take action against bank conducting their affair in a manner determinantal to the interest of the depositor. It means the central government have power to take action against bank if they do not work according to the rule. If the bank not do work according to the interest of the depositors. So that's why central bank is the grandfather. RBI is the father and other bank is the son. So you can see who is more powerful in the category of all the three persons. Okay. So this is your key point. Provision for bringing the Reserve Bank of India into closer touch with the banking company. Exactly. What is the aim of making this Banking Regulation Act? So that we can easily connect with the Reserve Bank of India. The banking regulation is, class, it is only for this one. Only for this one. But for the Reserve Bank of India, they have their own act. That is Reserve Bank of India 1934. So this bank, Reserve Bank of India, they do not have to follow the guidelines of banking regulation because they have their own law. But both law, that is Reserve Bank of India Act and the Banking Regulation Act, both law have been, made by the Parliament because Parliament is the lawmaker of India. Parliament is the lawmaker of India. That's it. Okay. So this is the provision. The next one is provision for expeditious procedure for liquidation. Exactly. What is liquidation? Suppose the banking company is going to be wind up. So when the wind up, there is a term called liquidation. Liquidation means it is a process in which court order that the banking company have to distribute the assets or this one money to the debtor. Okay, so there should be the provision for all the banking company in the form of liquidation. Bringing the Imperial Bank of India within the preview of some provision of the bill. Exactly. Bringing the Imperial Bank. Imperial Bank means, as you can easily see, that in India also there are various public banks. So what is the work of this public bank? The work of this public bank is so simple. The State Bank of India, I just give example, the State Bank of India, previously they call Imperial Bank, but right now the SBI comes under the public bank. So SBI Act is different. SBI Bank Act is different, but still they have to follow the guidelines of the banking regulation. This act widening the power of Reserve Bank of India so that to enable it to come to the aid of banking companies in the time of emergency. Exactly. And there is also provision for extension of the act to the acceding state. In the state also, suppose RRB bank is established, cooperative bank is established. So if there's a need that we have to change something, so we can change in that thing. We can change it. Okay, class. So these are the guidelines. At least we have to just make a one-liner note of these guidelines. This is important so that when we will study the act now, module A, then it will be very comfortable for you people to understand the terms and this one. So class, this is all for today's class. So this is your new target batch. 81% discount is going on, class. So if you want to enroll in the batch, the process is very simple, okay? And this is the last target batch. After that, we will just launch the various different kind of selection batch, power pack, revision batch, etc. So if you want to enroll in this batch, so what you have to do, click on first of all Adda 24/7, click on all courses, JIB, CIB. In this JIB, CIB Mahapack, there is a CIB ka Mahapack. CIB ka Mahapack is beneficial. Why? Because this Mahapack also contain the test series, ebooks, mock paper, etc. plus elective paper of all the 5 paper. So elective paper in English medium also and the bilingual also. So apply the coupon code Y391, click on apply. You can see 7199 is the exact price of the CIB ka Mahapack. 80% discount is going on. It will be finished at 28th of February. So that's why this discount is important. This batch is important because in CIB ka Mahapack, June session will also cover and November session will also cover. And plus elective paper recorded session is there and mock paper is also there of all the elective paper and your normal batch. So CAIIB 2023, you can see this is a single batch. If you want to purchase a single batch, this is the latest batch which is going on. Okay, you can see the study plan of BRBL subject, as we have already started this term from 20th of February. So 1 week is already done. So if you will purchase this batch now, then the recorded session will be automatically available to all of you. Okay, so that's why this is very important to understand. So if you want to purchase a single batch, click on buy now, coupon code Y391, click on apply. You can see 4799 is the exact price of the single batch. So that's all for today's class. Have a nice day.